say what's in it. We're testing this to see if I'm in focus and if you can hear me. Okay.
Pretty young girl from Zambia, you know that she ain't with the drama. Light skinned girl Osama, you know she the bomb, she cause trauma.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Hi, my name's Nyemba and I create YouTube content which you should subscribe to. Okay, so for today's video I'm coming to you with a bunch of general tips that I have for new YouTubers. I've wanted to film this for a while now, and trust me, I've done my research, I've studied. Like, I didn't just come up with this list out of the blues. Like, I've watched enough of you upcoming YouTubers videos, and just, yeah, like, I get links sent to my DM all the time. There's just people I've seen on people's stories, and like, I've watched your videos even though you think I haven't. I've seen, and I've taken note of some things that I see occurring most of the time. So yeah, it's a well thought through list. And let me just see how many things I have, because I've been working on this list for a minute, not even gonna lie. I have 17 points. So yeah, basically I'll just go through all of them and kind of just explain them in depth. Don't forget to thumbs this video up, share it with somebody who you know will benefit from it, and subscribe, of course. All right, let's go. Tip number 1 is look at the camera, and by look at the camera I mean look into the lens. Like right now I'm looking you guys straight into the eyes because I'm looking into the lens. Most new YouTubers, even existing ones honestly, do it, but mostly new YouTubers, because you're just kind of getting used to the camera and stuff, they tend to look at themselves like this. So the whole video they're looking at themselves on the viewfinder and not looking into the camera like this. So yeah, definitely just make sure you look into the camera. It just feels more authentic when you're, engaging with your audience, instead of looking this way and be like, oh my gosh, you guys, so you guys asked me questions and blah blah blah, as opposed to saying you guys asked me questions and blah 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 blah. So yeah. Tip number 2 is to mind your volume levels. Don't make your music, your background music, too high. And don't make your background music too high so that it drowns out your voice. And just general volume levels, make sure you use fades. I'll try to insert like what I mean, especially if you use like iMovie or Final Cut, because I know how to work it for those. If you're using something as basic as like Windows Movie Maker, there's an option to fade out the music and how much you want it to fade out. So yeah, use fades, because it's annoying when you just have a clip that goes from loud to soft to loud to soft to loud, like where the volume is all over the place and you keep having to increase the volume or excuse me, or decrease the volume. So yeah, just mind the volume levels. Try to keep it all like not the same volume level, obviously, because things are different, but try like I don't even know how to explain this. Like, the volume on the computer shouldn't have to change. If I have my volume on the computer set at 50, for example, you should match the volume levels in the project to not be too loud where I have to decrease the computer volume from 50, or too soft where I have to increase it from 50. Just try to balance out the sound. So increase levels on certain clips and decrease where you need to decrease. And yeah, hopefully I've made sense. Hopefully you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Just mind your volume levels and make sure you use fades, because it sounds better when you're fading into something. If you're fading into a loud sound rather than it just go from soft to loud, it's just like too much of a jump cut that it doesn't sound good. Speaking of music, my 3rd tip is to use non-copyrighted music. YouTube is getting so strict with their copyright policies. I literally get copyrighted for my boyfriend's music. Like, it's that deep. So I advise you to use non-copyrighted music, and people usually ask me where I get mine from. I get it from YouTube. You can literally just search non-copyright instrumental music, and there's so many channels that have that, so you can just download them and use them. Tip number 4, still on the music topic, use music that doesn't have lyrics in it. This isn't like a strict rule. I mean, none of what I'm saying is a strict rule, but just take it into consideration anyway. In videos where you're talking especially, it kind of gets not confusing, but it's just a mumbo jumble, because it's like I'm trying to listen to you talk, but then I'm also listening to the lyrics of the song, and it's just a mess. So I feel like in videos where you're proper talking a lot, like sit down videos like this, just try to use wordy music. Just try to use instrumental music. That's what I'm getting at. Tip number 5, don't make your videos too long. If you're just starting out, people don't know you like that, and like their attention span is really low, so I'd advise not to make your videos too long. And also, in conjunction with tip number 6, is don't unnecessarily prolong your videos. Like sometimes if you're doing maybe like a story time, of course it's going to be long because you have to tell the story and tell the details because we weren't there, so we want to know the tea, you know what I mean? But don't unnecessarily prolong it, because there's this one video I was watching where this girl was doing a mukbang, and there were just unnecessary pauses, and just the video just didn't need to be 40 minutes long, you know? Like it's different if it's 40 minutes and it's a story time, like I said, as opposed to 40 minutes where you're just eating and pausing like this, like so. Wait, my flatmates are making noise, so what was I gonna say? I can't remember. Like stuff like that, you could easily just cut that out. Like we don't need to know if you can't remember something like for that long. Like it's just unnecessary. Don't unnecessarily prolong your videos because it's just boring. Like I clicked out so quick, I was skipping through it. I didn't even watch the full thing, so yeah. Tip number 7, don't focus on effects. Yeah, don't focus on effects, because sometimes you put effects where effects don't belong, and Evie's outside, she's distracting me. Yeah, effects where effects don't belong, and it's just distracting. Like I was telling Babe in his Q&A video, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I have the link up here. He didn't fully edit the video himself. He did like the cuts and the what, but then like his friend decided to add some effects in the video which were just so distracting. I was like, that was so unnecessary. Like, yes, we all want our videos to have some pizzazz, but don't put pizzazz where pizzazz doesn't need to be, you know? So yeah, don't put effects where effects shouldn't be. All right, so tip number 8 was actually don't put effects where effects shouldn't be, so it was in conjunction with tip number 7. So moving on to tip number 9. Don't follow the crowd. Be yourself. I can't even stress this enough. Oh my goodness, it's so easy to fall into the trap of what people want you to be, and just be yourself, honestly. Like if someone's doing pranks and whatnot, don't follow them and do pranks and whatnot. If someone does reaction videos and that works for them, don't just jump on the wave and do reaction videos when you don't do it. If someone's really loud and bubbly and oh my god, they come on camera with this energy all the time, that doesn't mean you have to be that way. Like literally, I get in my comments sometimes, people will be like, why don't you produce content like so-and-so, or why can't you do this like so-and-so? But the fact is, I'm not so-and-so. My name's Nyemba. I'm different. I'm not like them. They're not like me. If you're subscribed to both of us, you're subscribed for 2 different reasons. I'm not trying to be like them. They're not trying to be like me. And that's what makes YouTube diverse and unique. It's not like everyone's producing super original content. It's more about the personalities of the people, and that's why you guys continue to watch. So I'm not gonna try to be like so-and-so, and end of story. Don't try to be like so-and-so. Be yourself. Number 10, consistency. I can't stress consistency enough, because when I started being consistent on my channel, and if you've been a subscriber for a long time, you've heard this so much, I sound like a broken record, that consistency is key, because my channel only started to grow when I decided to start uploading every week. Literally. Before that, like of course my sub count would grow, but not as fast as it did when I started my weekly uploads. So yeah, definitely be consistent. You can't drop a video today and then come back 3 months later and expect to grow. Like, it won't happen. Tip number 11 is to do your own research. I can't even tell you how many questions I get in my DM on how to do this and how to do that, and like I can help to a certain extent, but sometimes it's just so overwhelming. Like everything I know today, I learned on my own. I Googled, I YouTube searched, I did everything I could to learn how to edit, how to work my camera, how to get the best video quality, like all of that. So don't be lazy, do your research, and yeah, you'll get the results you need, I guess. Because even today, like I definitely don't know everything about editing and everything, but I'm always trying to learn. So I'm always Googling, YouTube searching, watching videos, and you know, just learning. So yeah, learn, go out, research. Like the internet is so wide and there's so much information you can get from it that you don't even need to come to me, because I did that research as well. You know, you can too. Tip number 12 is to save your videos in 1080p. I've watched videos where the video is good, like the content or the topic of the video is good, but it was saved in 480p, and I'm like, really? Like, what am I supposed to do with 480p? My eyes are 480p. Like, come on. Save your videos in 1080p or 4K if you like, but 1080p is like the best quality you can get regularly, so save your videos in 1080p, please. Tip number 13 is to type a description box. I feel like many people underestimate the value, or like, yeah, I guess the value of the information that goes into your description box. I know not many people read it, but there are people who do read it, and I'm one of those people. I feel like only YouTubers read other YouTubers' description boxes, but I'm obviously wrong, because I know some of you do read the description box. But yeah, in the description box is where you put like your social media handles, your emails, your email address, like just general things. You can open up my description box to see what I mean, like what's in there, you know? So yeah, instead of asking me in the comments, what is your Instagram handle? You just open up my description box. So yeah, the same with new YouTubers. Make use of the description box, because sometimes people are lazy to actually ask you for stuff. So I just want to go to your video, click the description box, be able to find your Instagram and follow you. You know, I shouldn't have to type, what is your Instagram handle? Like, no. So utilize your description box. Tip number 14 is show, don't tell. And by this I mean, instead of saying, oh, I went outside, then I went to the park, show me I went outside and then after went to the park, or I went for a walk. Look at the difference between saying I went for a walk and showing I went for a walk. So yeah, utilize B-roll, and B-roll is just scenery and, you know, stuff around you. Like if I'm talking about my camera, I want to be like, I am talking about my camera right now, therefore I will show you my camera right now. As opposed to just saying, I want to talk about my camera right now, I will show you my camera right now. Like, I'm just talking about my camera without showing it to you. So utilize B-roll, show, don't tell. Yeah. Tip number 15. This one happens more than it should. I was watching someone's vlogs recently, and that's where I got this one from, is don't continuously rotate the camera. If you start filming like this, mid-filming, as in while that clip is still recording, you shouldn't turn the camera like this, because it's just, no, it's distracting. Like if you're gonna film like this, film like this. If you're gonna film like this, film like this. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't film videos like this, or you should stick to like the landscape way of filming, but if you're picking, like pick a side, you know, like mid-filming you shouldn't be twisty turning. It's just too much. If someone's recording you, tell them as well, keep the camera like this or keep the camera like this. So yeah. The next the next tip is to edit out camera transitions. So if I'm transitioning from, let's say, filming like this to filming against my headboard, you shouldn't be able to see me do that. The clip should just go from this to this. Also, when you're starting or stopping a new clip, I shouldn't be able to see you do this to stop the camera and come back. Like, let me just illustrate it for you. So I'm about to stop the clip, and here's me starting the clip again. I shouldn't see that transition. Just cut it out and be done with it. My next tip is to edit out voiceover clips. So if you're recording a voiceover, you obviously have to press a button. If that's a button on your phone, if that's a button on your laptop, you're pressing something to start the recording, but that click is always in the voiceover. So when you're adding it into your project, just cut out that little click part and start the voiceover where the voiceover starts. Therefore, it's more seamless. And my final tip is to film this way. I was like going blank for a second. Try your best to film your videos landscape mode, like so, and not vertically like so. Especially sit down videos like this, they just fill up the screen more, and you want to fill up the screen. You don't want to have black bars just, you know, not filling up the screen. So yeah, and I know I always add in like snap videos and stuff in my videos and vlogs, and that's why I usually fill them with like the blurry background just to fill up the screen. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but like just try your best to film majority of the video landscape mode. And my final tip is to have fun. YouTube is fun, so have fun. Yeah, that's it. Alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching this. I hope it helps you guys. I get a lot of questions for tips, tricks, blah, blah, blah. I don't really have tips and tricks. Well, the tricks, I've given you the tips, so utilize them, and yeah, I hope they helped. So definitely send this link to someone who you think may need it, and yeah. Thanks so much for watching again. Don't forget to thumbs this up, share it with someone, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
That's how I do. Made 100,000 kwacha with my crew. Fall in love is something I will never do.